Greeting, folks. This is vk3sl. Welcome to the evening program, the first evening program for 2024. So, yes, here we are.
Good evening.
And hello to you, Frank. How you going?
Going well, thank you.
Good.
And a happy New Year to the late night listener.
Indeed. Yes, New Year's greetings abound. And, yeah, it's another year. They roll on, don't they, these years?
They keep getting quicker and quicker.
I know, it's not right. We should somehow slow them down. I think this hopefully these missions will keep everything at a reasonable pace.
There's a bit of a governing factor.
I reckon there is, yeah. Definitely.
When you're a kid, how slow the time is.
Oh, I know. Everything slows down. But we're still kids at heart, so we've got to tune into that factor, don't we?
I like it.
Yes, we've got to find that youthful zeal, that curiosity. Yes, we all still have a child within us. So, yes, let's channel the child.
Child inside the man.
Indeed. All right. So, the first artist tonight is someone who did have a youthful zeal and we had a great sense of humour, infectious humour. That was Sir Thomas Beecham.
Yeah.
And there's been some recordings have turned up, courtesy of Mr. Vintage Sounds in Sydney. That's John Hanna, who's had a close association with the program. I caught up with John in a few months ago in Sydney, and he's got the most amazing collection. And he's got these really rare Odeon recordings of the Beecham Orchestra. It's called the Beecham Symphony Orchestra. It's an orchestra which he sort of funded himself through his enormous wealth. Through the pills, that's right. Through the Beecham Empire. And yes, he sort of was very much a he was able to do grandiose things and get himself on the map. But he certainly had a lot of talent, and I think everyone liked Sir Thomas. But he was a
great champion of Delius, wasn't he?
He was. That's so true. Delius and Mozart I associate with Sir Thomas Beecham.
Right.
Yeah, but this is a really early recordings. These recordings go back to 1912. So he was a much younger person then, and he was just cutting his teeth, and they're historically quite significant. So there's a couple of them here, and one of them is the Oberon Overture by Weber. So, let's kickstart with that one, the Beecham Symphony Orchestra. I'm vk3sl.
vk3jr.
what verve that was. Beecham Symphony Orchestra and the Oberon Overture by Weber. And wow, that was an electric performance. Actually, it was larger than life for an acoustic record, I thought.
It had a big sound.
It did. And
big finish too.
yes.
Big accelerando.
I love that accelerando at the end. Yes, they rush to the end. There's probably the recording engineer sort of pushing them on, saying, you've got 5 seconds before you hit the label.
I think he does it to the Hallelujah chorus on Admired Messiah.
Does he really? Pushes it to the edge?
I think so.
That's really funny. Yeah, Sir Thomas Beecham. And look, it would have been great to be a fly on the wall and see that being recorded.
Oh, yeah.
Because, just the whole environment, just cramming that number of musicians into the studio for an acoustic recording.
Could easily be a late 20s sound.
Yes, it's a very alive sound for an acoustic. They're superbly recorded. There must be a backstory there, which I'd like to find out more about these Oberons. So we heard the Oberon, these Odeons, Odeon 78s. But obviously they had a good system. But apparently these records are exceptionally rare. Let's have another one. Here we go. Here is The Bee's Wedding, Song Without Words by Mendelssohn. This will be short, sharp and shiny. Some more Beecham Orchestra. Well, there we have it. Pizzicato abound, and you could, hear the impulse with the pits. I thought that was really effective. It worked. They must have climbed inside the horn and really, lots of pizzicato edge there.
Yeah.
But
not an easy thing to record,
No. I'm fascinated by these. Yeah, I'll just play one more, I think. These recordings by Sir Tom, well, he wasn't Sir Thomas Beecham, he was Thomas Beecham. Aspiring artist. In fact, it says here he was the second baronet, whatever that means.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean he played the clarinet? No, probably not. I don't know. Maybe he did.
Baronet on the clarinet. I love that.
Yeah, baronet on the clarinet. We'll have to find out. Well, I don't know what his instrument was. Was he a pianist? No, dear I. But I know he took the right pills.
We did.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's hear the finale from William Tell's overture. Yes. Okay. Lots of spring in this one.
Lone Ranger.
Yes, the Lone Ranger. So let's gallop to the front and more Thomas Beecham in 1912. And they made it. Yes, Beecham Symphony Orchestra in full flight on a Odeon 78 from 1912. Yeah, he got there. I was just reading. I was just trying to work out what instrument he played, but it doesn't tell us that. It just tells us that he wanted to study music and his dad forbade it. It's one of those stories about parents getting in the way. Anyhow, he was, but eventually he was able to find a pathway. But yes, he wanted to go and study in Germany apparently, but didn't happen. But he eventually was able to. It wasn't a happy person, so his dad let him study in Wadham College. And he's reading classics. That's right. He was forced to read classics at Wadham College in Oxford. Yeah. And he did not find university life to his taste and successfully sought his father's permission to leave Oxford in 1898. And then he studied composition privately with Frederick Austin in Liverpool and Charles Ward in London and Moritz Mussorgsky in Paris. That would have been a very important influence. And it says here, as a conductor, Beecham was self-taught. Wow, that's remarkable. Yeah, we might be able to just sort of bookend this. I'll play something from his later career. I just love the way Beecham conducted Mozart. He always sort of had brought the wit out of Mozart, I thought. I'm just picked out a random recording. This is the Hafner Symphony. We'll play a little bit of the opening movement of the Hafner Symphony. I think it's number 30-something. It's one of the last 6 anyhow. And so this would be recorded in the late 1950s. So, yeah, a little bit more Sir Thomas Beecham. There you go. The first movement from Mozart's Hafner Symphony, conducted by Sir Thomas Beecham late in his career. He always had a sort of swagger, which I find very infectious. Something about the way Beecham, I think his personality just radiated in those performances. Yeah, he was very well liked by the musicians. He held all the musicians in his orchestras with the highest respect.
Well, that's great.
And really, there's a number of quotes or stories of Beecham. I mean, there's the wonderful stories of his witticisms with the orchestras, but also
the one with the lady cello.
Yes, I know. Oh God, yes, that was in Brisbane apparently.
Really?
Yeah, when he came out to Australia.
Oh God.
Yeah, but yes, he's he held the musicians in really high regard, and often his rehearsals, he did do very little. He played the whole movement right through, and that's what musicians like. They don't like conductors who stop and start, stop and start, stop and start.
It's very hard for them to, find places and come in and be expected to be in the zone.
Yeah, that's it.
For a few bars.
That's right, exactly. So he didn't micromanage his musicians. He was in for the big feel, the atmosphere, the vibe, and you do hear that. And I think the musicians just respected him. Interesting. Today we've caught up with a friend of Henry's who's down from Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
She's a viola player, and she's been doing a cadetship with the Sydney Symphony. And they've got a really interesting system. When they have a conductor, they actually, whenever they bring a new conductor in, the orchestra all have to do an appraisal of saying what they like, what they don't like. So the musician's voice is strongly heard. And it's very ecumenical. I mean, very, what's the word, democratic, yeah. So that was really interesting to hear. And apparently there was a conductor recently who didn't sort of meet the expectation, and that person's not returning. So interesting, isn't it? How these things can sort of manifest. Yeah, but Beecham was renowned for his affableness. What a better term. Yeah, that's apparently the case. Yeah, and I was reading about him here, and it says here, the earliest composer whose music Beecham regularly performed was Handel, whom he called the great international master of all time.
Wow.
He wrote Italian music better than any Italian, French music better than any Frenchman, English music better than any Englishman, and, with the exception of Bach, outrivaled all other Germans. I'm glad he qualified that comment.
I was getting a bit worried there.
Yes, indeed. In his performances of Handel, Beecham ignored what he called the professors, pedants, and pedagogues. Yes, he followed Mendelssohn and Mozart in editing and reorchestrating Handel's scores to suit contemporary tastes. And I think a few weeks back we played some of the Beecham Handel suites, didn't we?
Certainly did.
Yeah, that was good too. That was really interesting. But it says here that he gave Handel's oratorio Solomon its first performance since the 18th century. And so I thought I might just play the overture to Solomon. This is recording made in 55 or 56 thereabouts, but it's with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra with Sir Thomas. So it's just fun playing a few of these. We'll just line it up. And Solomon, which is I suppose it qualifies as an oratorio, doesn't it? Solomon, so it's not an opera. Yeah. Okay.
It was his first, or maybe not.
Okay,
He's
sure.
one of his best anyway.
Sure.
But I know, I know them all. They have to be a bit long.
Yeah. They go for a while, don't they? We'll just hear the overture, and this is arranged by Beecham himself. Yes, he didn't. He enjoyed giving it the extra dimension for modern audiences. Okay, there we have it. The music of Handel as arranged by Sir Thomas Beecham Solomon. And yeah, it's delightful. I love the way he gives the strings the full-blooded treatment. They sound, well heeled. And evidently he sort of rediscovered that oratorio.
Cool.
Yeah. All sorts of little anecdotes about Sir Thomas, including some of his quotes, comments about he thought Mozart was the central point of European music, and he treated the composer's score with more deference than he gave most others. He edited the complete Requiem, made English translations of at least 2 of the great operas, and introduced Covent Garden audiences who had rarely, if ever, heard Così fan tutte and the abduction of Seraglio, I think it is, and also regularly performed the Magic Flute, Don Giovanni, and the Marriage of Figaro.
What?
Yeah, he considered the best of Mozart's piano concertos to be, quote, the most beautiful compositions of their kind in the world.
Ooh.
That's a great statement.
Great.
Yeah, and he played them many times with Betty, Humpy Beecham, and others. Okay.
What did he play himself? Do you know?
It doesn't say. It doesn't mention it. I was trying to find that information out, but it doesn't supply us with that detail. So, yeah. It says German music. Beecham's attitude towards 19th century German music was equivocal. He frequently disparaged Beethoven, Wagner, and others, but regularly conducted their works, often with great success. He observed Wagner, though a tremendous genius, gorged music like a German who overeats.
I sort of see what he's saying.
Yeah, I do too.
It's excessive, isn't it?
Yeah. And Bruckner, I get this on too, and Bruckner was a hobbledehoy who had no style at all. Even Beethoven thumped the tub. The Ninth Symphony was composed by a kind of Mr. Gladstone of music.
Oh, boy.
Despite his criticisms, Beecham conducted all the Beethoven symphonies during his career and made many studio recordings and live recordings. So there we go. And he particularly liked the 4th Piano Concerto, which I think is a marvellous work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he was not known for his Bach, but nonetheless chose Bach, arranged by himself, for his debut at the Metropolitan Opera. Okay. So, what else? Brahms' music, Beecham was selective. He made a specialty of the 2nd Symphony, but conducted the 3rd only occasionally. I love the 3rd.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, 1st really, and the 4th never. Oh, gosh.
Fourth is lovely.
I think the 4th's amazing. Wonder why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
In his memoirs, he made no mention of any Brahms performance after the year 1909. Yeah, so he goes on to say Beecham was a great Wagnerian. That's possibly why he didn't like Brahms, because there was sort of
There was a big tension there.
there was a huge tension. Despite his frequent expostulation about the composer's length and repetitiousness, we've been rehearsing for 2 hours and we're still playing the same bloody tune, he says. Beecham conducted all the works of the regular Wagner canon, with the exception of the Parsifal, which he presented at Covent Garden, but never with himself in the pit. Okay. Richard Strauss had a lifelong champion in Beecham, who introduced Electra, Salome, and Der Rosenkavalier and other operas to England. Beecham programmed Heldenleben from 1910 to his last year. Yeah, he's a great champion of Strauss's music, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes on and on and on, and quite a bit said about his association with Delius. I might come back to that. But there is an interview with him here, which I think is a bit of fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we'll line this one up and have Beecham speak about Beecham. He sort of gives a very candid insight into his rehearsal techniques and the way he approaches things, and it sort of fits in with what we've been saying. Let's hear from the word from Mr. Beecham himself.
There's only one way to rehearse an orchestral piece, which is what I do.
What's that?
I take either a Mozart symphony or a Strauss tone poem. I play the whole thing through, beginning to end, without a stop. The whole blessed thing. The orchestra makes a few mistakes, naturally. I play it through a second time. The orchestra makes no mistakes. I then just take a few little difficult parts. I pinpoint them. I emphasize them. I repeat those 3 or 4 times. I'm ready performance. What the devil's that? It's pretty good, buddy. What? Pretty good, buddy. I thought it was an automatic baton. Relieve me of any responsibility and duty. Of course it's too high. What do you think I am? Samson?
Sometimes. He was inspired and he was light-hearted, and he threw it off belying that kind of tief ernst of many of the Germanic traditions. You know, you have to have a long beard. Not at all. He threw it off as another one of life's delights.
House ballet music. Bum, bum, bum. One of the bar. Used to be anyway. What does a young conductor do? Who will never profit by anybody else's experience, thanks to his unconquerable egotism and innate stupidity. He will take a first-class orchestra, and after playing 20 bars he will stop and he'll begin educating them. Fancy educating a body of people like the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. They already know the damn piece 10 lines better than he does. He goes on with a 20 bar, stops, starts educating, teaching them. That's why he wants 6 rehearsals, and that's what I can do with 2.
It's all self-parody, and yet the moment that he takes the baton in his hand, and the moment that he's off, not what he says, what he does, you feel that he is able to turn a corner more elegantly and with more real sense of savouring the elegance and the sheer allure of the music, more than I can think of almost any other conductor.
So Thomas Beecham in action from 1958, I think that was recorded, and it included interviews with Johnny Gardner, and prior to that, Euhuni Menuhin gave their input into the style and infectious qualities of Beecham's.
He sounds like a very nice man, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's just a very respectful musician, and I do agree with what he says. I think that shows, a good connection with his musicians. Yeah. Well, we're just having a little bit of a Beecham fest. We can just play one more thing, and it might be nice to play just a tiny bit of Delius What comments in the wiki page? It says, except for Delius, Beecham was generally antipathetic to, or at least best lukewarm about the music of his native land and its leading composers. I wonder what he thought of Elgar. Yeah, Beecham's championship of Delius, however, promoted the composer from relative obscurity. And goes on to say, a number of people referred to Beecham as excelling all others in the music of Delius. And he premiered a lot of Delius's music and so on and so on and so on. But I reckon we can just play a little bit of some Delius just to set the scene. Give our little rap on Mr. B. Here we go. Songs of Sunset. I'll play about 2 or 3 minutes of this just to hear a little of Beecham conducting the music of Frederick Delius. Okay, that's just a sample of the music of Delius, Songs of Sunset. That's a work Delius wrote in 1906, 107, and it's from poems written by Ernest Dowson, and in this instance conducted by Sir Thomas Beecham.
Did he write much vocal music?
I think he wrote a bit, but not a lot.
No, I didn't.
I usually associate him with sort of more ethereal string sounds.
Lush or strings, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Sort of an English form of impressionism, really. Yeah, and quite a slow harmonic pulse. But yeah, I thought that was quite compelling. Enjoyed that.
It was very nice.
Yeah. So anyhow, there we have it. So the music of Beecham and Delius. And Frank, this afternoon we had a visit from Henry's viola playing friend, and I invited her into the room here and played a little bit of Lionel Tertis, because Lionel Tertis was one of the great viola players of his generation.
Yes.
And he was born in the 1870s, so he was around and performing in the 19th century, which is quite remarkable. And he was pretty much born in the same year and died in the same year as Casals. I think he lived to 96 or 97 as well.
Boy.
But, yeah, long life, but amazing musician. Very, very short man, Lionel Tertis. He had a little walrus moustache, and he was only about 5 feet tall, and he played an absolutely enormous viola. Yeah, a big 17-inch viola. So he was quite a sight to behold, this fellow, this wrestling with this big instrument, but he certainly made a huge sound and very musical, beautiful sense of line. He's very much a part of that tradition that I so admire in string playing. So I thought I'd just play a little bit of his performing. I'll play a little of what I played today. Two sides of a 12-inch 78, and this is the music of Brahms. It's his sonata in F minor for viola and piano. Now, notably, the pianist on this is Harriet Cohen, and Harriet Cohen, of course, had that very wild and tumultuous affair with Arnold Bax, and but just a beautiful pianist, poetic pianist, wonderful musician, and we've featured her quite a few times, mainly playing Bach actually, and a little bit of Bax. But yeah, in this instance, she's accompanying Lionel Tertis in the late 1920s. And when I played this today, I just couldn't believe how fine the playing is. It's just remarkable. So there'll be a bit of a gap in the middle while I do a flip the disc.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But yeah, let's see what you think.
Shall I go ourselves or you?
Yeah, that's right, indeed. So this is a Columbia record from about 1928, 29. It's quite early.
Yes.
But it's an early electric recording.
Yeah.
And it comes out quite well. So yeah, let's have a listen to Lionel Tertis and Harriet Cohen playing Brahms. Helps if I have this thing switched in. I'll start again. Sorry, folks. Music of Brahms, played by Lionel Curtis and Harriet Cohen. Yeah, beautiful
Lovely.
performance. Oh, magic. I love Harriet Cohen's playing. Very poetic piano playing. Yeah, she's, I think she's really something special. She had a sort of a magnetism to her playing and just a lovely sense of ensemble, and that's something you really need to have in Brahms more than anyone, really, because it's such a dialogue with the song.
Two instruments.
Yeah, more so than just about anybody else. I've having played Brahms sonatas and worked on them, had lessons on them with Kate actually a long time ago, and we, I remember the experience of really working on so many nuances, finer points of ensemble playing to do with the way the voicings are between the hands and so on, and you could hear that there was a real strong connection there. I thought that was beautiful. And I was just reading about him. He played a 1717 Montagnana, which they're beautiful instruments. I think Montagnana was their Viennese. And it's got a bit of a story here. It says this instrument was found during one of his concert tours to Paris in 1920. And he took a chance on acquiring it. And it says, according to his memoirs, it was, quote, shown to me in unplayable condition without a bridge, strings or fingerboard.
Oh.
No case was even available. It was such a large instrument, 17 1/8 inches. So my wife came to the rescue by wrapping it in a waterproof coat. And that is how it was taken across the English Channel. Imagine wrapping up your Montagnana in Montagnanas are just as, even more valuable than Strads, really. There's not that many of them, and they are all amazing. The Montagnana cellos have just got such personalities, huge instruments. But yeah, it's interesting. It says here that he preferred a large viola to get an especially rich tone from his instrument.
He's certainly done that, hasn't he?
Yeah, it has a beautiful ring to it. Knowing that some would find a 17 1/8 instrument too large, he created his own Curtis model. So he sort of was interested in sort of developing the instrument. And his own model provided many of the tonal advantages of the larger instrument, but with a slightly smaller size. But yeah, he retired in 1937, and Curtis lived on to the age of 99 in 1975 and taught for the last 50 odd years of his life. So that's a bit of a story there. Yeah, there's a great recording of Curtis with Albert Salmons playing Mozart Sinfonia Concertata. I'm going to look it up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is great. Sinfonia Concertata in E flat. And here it is. I'll just play the presto. This is the last movement from this. Oh, this is to die for, this performance. It's wonderful. Albert Salmons is another great English musician, fiddle player, and this was recorded in the late 1920s, but see what you think. And I think this is one of Mozart's great works. The middle movement is just so beautiful and timeless, but I'll just play the last movement now and we can hear the whole thing in its entirety another time.
Okay.
Symphonia Concertata, the presto, the last movement of that wonderful work of Mozart's. And the London Phil with who was it? It's with Hamilton Hardy, I think. Yes, with the London Phil. Yeah. And we heard both Lionel Curtis on the viola and Albert Salmons on the fiddle. And yeah, from the 20s, late 20s, I think that was recorded. But I just love that performance. I just think they give it the treatment. Yeah, and good tempo too.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, might play a little bit more Mozart, but I'm thinking, been quite a bit tonight, but I'd like to share with you a singer, a contralto, who's sort of come into the picture, an artist I really didn't know anything about, but there's been a lot put up recently, of Sigrid Onegin.
Oh, I don't know her.
Yeah, she was around in the early days, and she was sort of a product of the 19th century, early 20th century, but she was known for having an exceptionally beautiful tone and a masterful technique, and just being a really, really top-line artist. I think she sang at the Met for years and had all sorts of big successes, and I think she died before the war, during the war actually she died in Switzerland. But yeah, she was just I've listened to a few of her recordings this evening earlier on, and I thought, wow, what a voice. And she sings the Exsultate Jubilate by Mozart, which I'm sure you'll know really well, the Alleluia.
Oh, soprano part.
Yeah, I know, it's been translated to contralto. Yeah, exactly. So, but she sings it really well, and she takes a great tempo, and it's just a really beautifully measured performance. I think it just works so well.
Oh, I'd love to hear this.
Yeah, so see what you think of her voice.
I love the exaltation.
Yeah. And there's multiple recordings of her. Most of them made in the 20s, they're early light beam recordings, but they don't distort and they actually captures quite a lot of the tonal qualities. So, yeah, the sound's good. So, yeah, let's have a listen to Sigrid Onegin. Well, what a dignified performance of the Jubilata there with Sigrid Onegin. Contralto with a very, very wide range.
That's huge, dude. I was wondering how she's going to get to the top note.
Yes, she did it with Blom. It was amazing.
Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Not only that, but she held it.
She did too, and
extra long.
Yeah, and she grew on the note as well. There was a lovely sense of swell. Yeah, but what a beautifully poised performance.
It was. It had a lovely tranquility about it, didn't it?
It did. I agree. And her tonal range right through every register is just really centered and beautifully even and outstanding technique. Really great voice.
Got any more?
Yeah, there's a few. There's about 3. And I'm saving one very, very special one for the end, which we'll get to that soon. But I'll play let's play some more Mozart. Here's Vegan Lied by... I don't know where this comes from, but it is Mozart, and it's the music, again, of Sigrid Onegin. Recordings made for Brunswick.
Swedish?
Yes, she is indeed. Yes, Swedish singer. And I just read she made her debut she was born in 1889 and made a debut in 1911 and passed away in 1943. So, yeah, let's have a listen to Vegan Lead. By Mozart, Vegan Lead, a recording made in 1926, Sigrid Onegin, contralto.
Lovely.
Yeah, beautiful work. Do you know where it comes from? Can you place it? It doesn't sort of. I don't make any connection with any of the operas.
I heard that first when I was a very small child.
Right.
And I've never known what it is.
Okay.
One of the nurses happened to have it.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the things that got played along with the Humoresque and Peter and the Wolf and stuff like that.
Okay, that's
it's just a lovely lullaby type thing, isn't it?
It is. Vegan Lead Mozart. I'll see if I can get any other information. It's a beautiful tune.
Lovely.
It is. Vegan Lead Lullaby K350.
Sounds like a lullaby to me.
Yeah. Okay, K350. Does it give us any other information?
No.
It doesn't say. No. There's lots of, when I dial it up, it just gets lots of arrangements of it. No other. Cradle Song.
Yeah.
Faber Music, composed by Mozart, arranged for piano. Yeah. Yeah, all I know is it's K350. But, yeah, we can find out more in time, I suppose. I'm just looking through this listing to see if there's any further information. I don't think there is. There's another work here that's, they're all beautiful. Here we go. Here's one called Dormi Pure by Scuderi. This one's from 1927.
Sleep something.
Yeah, and
well.
Yeah. Now, it's had a very interesting personal life too, because I think she lived most of her life as a lesbian, I think, and which was sort of not that easy to do in that generation, but I think she was known, for being gay.
Okay.
Although absolutely. And she was, I think she was married a couple of times, but I think the nature of things was that she had her own independent life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what else? Here we go. Yes, Sigrid Onegin Contralto. Yes, Dormi Pure by Scuderi, 1927. Let's have another listen. Oh, charming. I think the record was slightly off-centre. That wasn't her. It was going off-pitch at the end.
So I don't think that was her, was it?
No, it wasn't her. It was the record. The orchestra was also slightly wowy. But, yeah, just a slight mispressing there. But, yeah, beautiful.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
I really like her voice. Love it. So, I mean, I think we both share a delight in listening to contraltos. And it's always nice to find another artist. Yes, wonderful stuff. I'll just play one more because she recorded the Habanera from Carmen as well. So
she did a good job on this.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how she does. I haven't really sampled this at all. It just came up on the list, so it'd be interesting to hear how she deals with the sort of the suavity of this suaveness, or whatever the word is. And we'll hear her interpretation. And also just a quick mention that we are testing on 160 and also on UHF. My call sign is vk3sl.
I'm vk3jr on 2 metres.
L'amour est un oiseau rebelle que nul ne peut apprivoiser. Et c'est bien en vainquant l'appel qu'il lui convient de refuser. Rien n'est fait menace ou prière, l'un parvient, l'autre se tait. C'est l'autre que je préfère, il n'a rien dit mais il me plaît. Jamais connu de loi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Et si je te prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Que tu croyais surprendre, facile de les s'envola. L'amour est loin de te l'attendre, plus de l'attend, plus il est là. Tout de toi, fils, il vient sans fin, puis il revient. Tu crois te tenir, il t'évite, tu crois l'éviter, il te tient. Jamais connu de loi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Et si je te prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi.
Oh, she did that really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Plenty of spirit there.
She had the spirit, but she also had a bit of class.
Oh, yeah.
Charm in that as well.
Never goes over the top, does
No, not over the top, but it just had that level of sophistication. I thought that was just wondrous.
she? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's often done with almost too much exuberance, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it can sort of sound a little bit it cheapens it a bit.
Yeah.
But there's a level of sort of
Little restraint.
yeah, a little bit of restraint and dignity, behind it. But yeah, I love it. It was great to hear. So yeah, we're just celebrating the music of Sigrid Onegin.
Now, while we're talking contraltos,
Yes.
I listen to a program sometimes on MBS.
Yes, yes.
3 MBS,
Mhm.
9 o'clock in the morning,
Sure.
weekdays,
Mhm.
by a fellow called Bill McLaughlin.
Oh yes.
But last week he did all handled stuff.
Okay.
But he said, I'm going to play a recording by the most outstanding contralto of her age.
Mhm.
And of course that was our Kathleen.
Ah, wow. Fantastic.
Now, I've unfortunately forgotten the name of the opera. It had a syllable tone in it,
Yes.
and the the aria was called. It had the words "soothing sleep" in it.
Soothing sleep.
Now I don't know whether that's enough for.
Soothing sleep. Thank you. Oh, that will just
Sorry to
no,
be
that's
so vague,
no, it's good.
but
It's
I'd love
good.
you to hear it.
Yeah, Ferrier, Kathleen Ferrier, soothing sleep. Sometimes a
It's
few
a Handel,
keywords does
from
it.
a Handel opera.
Yeah, come to me, soothing sleep. Kathleen Ferrier.
You got it. You got it.
Yippee! All right. Well, let's have a listen. Let's hear it. I'd love to hear this. Looks good. I'll just check that it's not an over processed recording. I've got to watch out for that with Kathleen Ferrier. Some of them,
okay.
they've got so many artifacts. It just,
You strife.
yeah, it just distracts. Now it's not loading.
How can you tell?
Well, I only need to hear one bar of it, and then it reveals. Oh, here we
Right.
go. Usually the usually the official channel is the best way to go. So we've dialed up Come to Me Soothing Sleep. Does it give us any more information exactly what opera it's from?
Tone. It's something to do with tone. The word syllable T-O-N, tone is in it.
Right.
It's an opera I'd never heard of.
Okay. It doesn't,
That means
so it doesn't give us any other information here. It just says, Come to Me Soothing Sleep, Kathleen Ferrier, Bruno Volta, and the Vienna Philharmonic.
That's the one I heard.
Yeah. So as to the context, we'll have to just, keep the topic open. I'd like to, maybe we can play it again and find out more in time.
Possibly find search under that and Handel.
Yeah, definitely. I'll do that while we're listening. So, let's have a listen to Kathleen Ferrier.
See what you think.
Yeah, I look forward to it very much. Thank you for the suggestion.
Come to me, soothing sleep. Come to me, soothing sleep, and with thee breathe, and with thee dreams that my sorrow may assuage, my sorrow may assuage, dreams that my sorrow may assuage.
Oh, Frank, that's just divine. Come to me, Soothing Sleep, the music of Handel, and apparently it's from the opera Otto. Otto. Yeah, it's Otto, King of Germany, but known as Otto, and it's a work.
Otone, that's it.
Yeah, a work.
Tone. I knew it had tone in it.
Sure. Yeah. No, well done. Oh, this is great. So, it's amazing, isn't it? Really, we can just, all you need is a key word here or there, and it's we can find the right rabbit hole.
Yes, and Google's search engines are incredible, aren't they?
They certainly are.
But
Yeah.
so is Kathleen.
Yeah, but there's just so much nuance and so humility.
Heartfelt stuff. I don't know what she'd actually. The context, but.
Yeah. It's just got a simplicity about it, a stillness, and I always find that with her singing, it just makes everything sort of just feel right.
It gets you to the heart, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely. Oh wow! Thank you for that. That was really special.
Yes, I thought you'd like to hear it.
Oh, really good. And it's a very early work by Handel, 1719.
One of his Italian operas.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and first premiered in 1723. But yeah, that was just beautiful. Thank you. Well, I was getting to the top of the clock, well past the top of the clock, but I'll just play a couple more quickie things. There's some live solo Bach. Heifetz has popped into the picture.
Good.
And, oh God, they're beautiful. These got magic moments in them as well. Yes, recordings made for the Bell Telephone Hour in 1946.
All right.
And with Mr. H. But, as Heifetz loved to be close mic'd, you love to have the microphone almost inside his violin. So
Did he really?
Yeah, you love to get that sort of acerbic, dry sound.
Well, you get all of that. Yeah, you get all of that. I was going to say scraping.
Yes, you get a bit of grit.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Bow noise and so on. But yes, he wanted.
I love the bow noise.
Yes, he wanted the music to speak and have essence, but you get. I sampled a bit of this with Kate earlier on this evening, and it's some breathless moments where he just. He ends a phrase with this. He has this magic ability. I've heard it with no other violinist to do an incredibly fast change vibrato speed at the end of the phrase, which just gives this beautiful sort of warm tail to the phrase. You'll see what I mean. It goes up and over, and then just has this wonderful, like an evaporation. It's absolutely amazing effect, and his tempo in this is just perfect. Everything about it is Heifetz supreme. So yeah, from 1946, live performance is the Gigue from one of the Bach partitas. Does it say which one it is? No, that doesn't matter. I think we'll all can know it. Oh, Mr. 8. It just had so many beautiful magic moments. I love the way he has this ability to craft his vibrato speed.
That's incredible.
It is. It just gives us little warmth moments.
He could never reproduce that on a synthesizer.
He couldn't. It's just so calibrated, so beautiful. And mercurial or something, I don't know, can't find a word for Heifetz. He just has his own special qualities. No one had a technique like him. I'll play some more because there's a whole sonatas here. Yeah, let's have a listen to the Gavotte and Rondo. Is that there? Should be. Looking for yes, Gavotte and Rondo. Yes, from the same suite. Yes, again, you'll hear this. It's just magnificently nuanced performance. Yes, Heifetz in full flight in 1946. Yeah, marvellous.
Keyboard version of that as well.
Yes, there is. Yes.
A friend who used to, who played it at school.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a very good pianist.
Wow, that's special. Yeah, when you hear the same work and you hear it in different contexts, it sort of can be quite powerful.
He played it in E. Is that in E?
Yes, it is in E. It's yes, the first partita. Absolutely it is. And the prelude, the very famous prelude from that, is also in this collection. But I'll play that at the to start the program tomorrow.
Very good.
Afternoon. Yeah, it'll be a nice one to
Tomorrow?
kickstart. Yeah,
Tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yes.
Yeah. So it should be right for
Yeah,
admissions tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Yay. This is a really good site. It's called Heifetz Live Performances, and someone on YouTube has just gone out and dug them all up,
Boy.
put them together. Yeah, it's really good. And on it, notably, is Heifetz's last recital. His last recital was in 1972, and he was absolutely top of his game. He was about 70, and he finished with this, and he never played again. That was it. So
why?
he just wanted to finish while he was on top.
To pack it in. Very good idea.
Yeah. So he just never gave a bad performance because he still had all his powers, And
it does wonders for your after image, doesn't it?
It does. It's not like poor old Mr. Menuhin who just
Trailed off.
Yeah, he did, unfortunately. But look, it's fine too, I suppose. People can. It doesn't have to be about perfection.
No, it doesn't. It's nice.
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, look, it's right. It doesn't really matter. But that was Heifetz's choice. But this, I'll play a movement from this Heifetz Live in 1972, the very last performance. And it's in modern sound, which is interesting too. And it's the Nagun from the Baal Shem Suite by Bloch. This is just amazing music. It's it's supposed to sound like an improvisation, and he sure brings that quality to the fore. Incredibly powerful performance of the Nagun from Balsham Suite by Bloch. Heifetz's last performance in 1972. Just unbridled passion and intensity.
Huge intensity.
Oh, it's just extraordinary. I was going to sort of follow on with a comparison recording, but I think I won't because I just want that to prevail. I don't want to take anything away from that.
No.
But yeah, maybe we'll have an evening and compare different interpretations of that work specifically, because I know there's a fabulous one of Milstein playing it and Menuhin performed it. There's the one we just heard, and in fact, there's a couple of recordings with Heifetz. And also Elman made a fabulous recording of this as well. Yeah, Michel Elman. So, and there's many others too. So it's just such an incredibly intense, powerful, personal work, and especially for Jewish musicians to play this piece. Yeah. So, but look, I've noticed that it's time getting close to 1:30. So I think we'll wind up. And what I wanted to finish with is the Chifara Senza Eurydice by Gluck.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and a performance with Sigrid Onager. Yeah, she actually recorded this. So
lovely thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's so beautiful. This is in 1928.
That whole opera is really full of pop music.
It's a wonderful opera. Yeah, I'd love to see it again.
You get too much of Gluck these days.
You don't. It doesn't sort of feature on the agenda very much, does it?
No.
Oh, well, let's keep our ears to the ground.
While you're finding that, I was listening, before you came on, I was listening to Shortwave Australia.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's got a wonderful jazz program on.
Oh, tremendous. Great. Okay.
A huge bass signal stream.
Oh, that's wonderful. Good stuff.
4835.
Yeah.
I commend him to the listener.
Absolutely.
While we're not on.
Yeah, definitely. No, please tune in, have a listen.
Absolutely.
And I've noticed a bit of jazz in the evenings. I think there's some good programmatics going on there.
Very good indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, I was enjoying it.
And I'd have to say, I did listen in for some Ken Nardine after your recommendation the other day.
Yeah, I did too. I was a bit less than impressed when I...
Yeah, some of them are sort of like poetic reading. Well, not poems, but they're... yeah, look, they're okay.
It's an attempted comedy, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, it's got a sort of slightly sardonic humour or something.
But anyway, I was a bit sorry that I'd mentioned him.
No, I didn't mind at all. I'll see if I can find something of interest. I'd love his voice.
But it's not,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I ended up playing quite a bit of Al Jasbo this afternoon.
I heard. It was lovely.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
He's got he had a program. Regular program. Well, he's a DJ, so of course.
That's it, exactly. So it's the Orchard Hour or something, I can't remember.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and there was there's a handful of transcriptions for the Armed Forces radio transcriptions up on YouTube. So I played one of those, and yeah, I'd love to find more. It'd be great. There must be archives there. There has to be a collection of his stuff there somewhere.
Yeah, there would be.
Definitely. So yeah, all right. Well, look, we'll finish with the Gluck, I think. And so thanks, Frank. Thank you for your company. It's been good fun. Back on board.
Kathleen sang this song. Do you know?
Kathleen does sing it. Yes, I'm sure she does. I'm pretty sure.
Hear that at some stage.
Yes, we'll find out. I'll do my diligence and see if we can find it. Yeah, but
do your homework.
Do my homework. Yeah, but I think she does. But look, a lot of Onegin's arias are transcribed. So for the contralto voice. So yeah, I'm not sure if Kathleen did that always. Was it originally written for contralto?
It was, or countertenor.
Yes, that's right. Would have been countertenor.
Got a countertenor recording of it. It was back in the days when I don't know, something's happened to my feelings about countertenor.
Yeah, I can't. Yes, it's.
Anyway.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. Yeah, I just after hearing a really beautiful, rich, creamy contralto voice, I can't.
You cannot beat that.
You just can't. It's just.
Worth the contraltos, countertenors would be great.
Yeah, exactly. Spot on. Yeah. All right. Well, listen to this. This will be our wind up for today, and we'll be back again tomorrow afternoon. It should be fine. I'm probably fine for Sunday, and it looks like I might be going for a few days down to Thurrow River next week at some stage. We've got some friends camping down there. I want to return to that area because we were burnt out there a few years ago.
Oh, yes,
And
you were. You lost a lot of stuff.
We
didn't
did. We lost all our stuff. Still there.
Yeah.
Because the bridge was burnt down. They can't get it out. So, the insurance did its thing, but all of the stuff's still there.
Oh, God.
And even the roads in the campsite have now completely grown over. So it's just thick bush with stuff in the bush, including cars.
Yeah.
It's a very unusual sight. I want to go and photograph it. And I just want to be there to connect with that because it was was a little bit traumatic, to be honest, having that occur.
Well, I imagine.
And I wouldn't mind just revisiting and just reconnecting with nature.
Coming to terms with it.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, so friends, they're camping a fair distance away because Wingan Inlet's the closest. I think it's about 10K, so it'll be a 10K beach walk, but I'll bring my backpack and camp somewhere near the original Thara River campground, which I don't think will be reopened. I think it's gone forever now.
Yeah.
So, interesting situation. But yes, the invitation's to go down there, so I think I will take that up. But everyone's doing different things here next week because we're, lots of agendas. So, yeah. All right. Well, Frank, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks, listeners.
Yes,
Thank you for...
evening to the listener.
Indeed.
And please tune in again soon.
Absolutely. Please do. We value your participation and the fact that you've taken some interest in what we do. All right. Look, Sigrid Onegin from 1928. All the best, Frank. We'll catch up.
Steve, vk3sl clear.
And vk3sl saying cheerio with a Q.